and Puck. From a skirmish perspective, however, EG maybe not the best, right? You have way almost overkill in the way of team fights. Snapbolt, Tidal, Ravage, or sorry, Snapbolt, Ravage, Static Storm, Coil. Whereas Undying, they have very low cooldowns. They're just ready. You know, they're ready to roll. And their last pick, I think, is going to tell a lot about their overall game plan here. I feel like I keep looking at me weirdly.
Well, okay. I was wondering. I got scared there for a moment.
All right.
We do have an observer. I'm like, am I actually the observer? Thank God for Pimp Muckle.
Yeah, we've got JJ arriving. JJ is, this time he's actually here. Yesterday we were joking every time we missed a kill that JJ was observing. I'm sure you appreciated that. Probably got some tweets out of it. Farming him some followers. But this time the real JJ will observe for us. So very nice. Going to miss 0 kills as always.
Yep, for sure. So EG's, well, Undying needs an offlane. Or it could be an offlane Lesh, I guess, but they still really don't have a front line if they go that route.
Yeah.
But assuming this is mid-Lesh, position 1 Weaver, and an offlane to come for SabeRLight.
Yeah, what offlaner do you actually pick into this enormous team fight? Do you just double down on the idea that you play fast and you get something like maybe Sand King and you just play on low cooldowns and you get stuff done? Or are you trying to get maybe a combo breaker offlaner or like a save, a Baden offlane? I know Legion Commander is banned here. It's one of SabeRLight's best heroes, so target ban coming out of EG. Could have potentially been nice against some of the stun. Curious to see what they end up.
It's got to be somebody beefy.
Deciding.
I wouldn't mind the offlane Abed, but we haven't really seen that too much lately.
Also doesn't fare too well against silences, but he is very good together with Weaver and could maybe help give a little bit of a, you know, that frontline and vision factor that the Undying lineup needs. When I see EG pick 4 big team fighters like this, my mind immediately goes to Naga Siren. You know, like that's just when they pick this overwhelming team fight, they will generally pick Arteezy, some sort of hyper late game illusion carry, just because they have this mindset that, well, we have this insane team fight, we can defend for a very long time and just fight without our carry, and then eventually he can come online and win the game.
Definitely not a good Terrorblade game, though.
It's not a particularly good It's also not terrible, but I think Naga might be better if they want to go that route. Let's see. It is the Sand King, so I think it's a very nice choice here from Undying. Honestly, a bit surprised EG banned Doom over that. I think Sand King might have been a better ban. I understand the Doom ban against Tide. It's what a lot of the Chinese teams have been doing. They've been picking this Doom into Tide to just shut him down. Also a little bit scared for the Puck, I guess. But from the perspective of what Undying needs in the ways of initiation, I don't think Doom would have really been that big of a concern in this game, perhaps. Whereas Sand King just seems like it rounds it out very, very nicely. So I like the pick a lot here for SabeRLight. And this might make EG think twice about getting an illusion carry, because now there's also Sand King that you need to worry about. So, what has Arteezy played in this kind of game this tournament?
Oh my!
That is a really good anti-mage game.
Wow!
Actually. I'm a fan of that pick. It is very good this game.
Mana Void against Lesh always feels good.
Yeah. So. Anti-Mage is one of the nightmare laning matchups for Sand King, because all your damage basically is magical, and Sand King struggles so much with mana break. It's very, very annoying. Your hero has no presence in lane when he gets mana burned. Ideally, you don't even want to buy Soul Ring on this hero, I think, a lot of the time, but you probably kind of have to. You have the added benefit of hanging it against Lesh. I think Anti-Mage performs pretty well against Weaver in the carry versus carry matchup. When you get a Basher on an Abyssal Blade, you can just overwhelm and kill the Weaver. And Undying's damage is, in all fairness, right now looking to be like 80% magical.
Yep,
Weaver needs to get very big before it kills AM. So if EG can hold their towers and slow down the game and get Arteezy off to a good start, this could be one of those standout performances for an anti-mage. Very nice last pick.
All right. Not often you see a good anti-mage game these days.
Right. It is a pretty uncommon pick, so, but one of the beautiful things about Dota, there are heroes that you feel like they're out of meta, they're not that interesting, but any hero with the right circumstances can shine.
Except for Meepo.
Meepo can also shine, but teams refuse. I definitely don't.
I've been wanting to see the. Is it the Shard or the Ags? I can't remember that they throw each other.
Oh, where you throw the storm hammer?
Yeah, the placeholder particles. Yes.
Right. I think that patch actually nerfed Meepo, so
yeah,
definitely didn't help.
All right, so EG versus Undying. This is an extremely important series. If they split, then things basically stay the same, right? And it depends on what happens to like T1 specifically, if they can 2-0 their next series.
Right. The really good news for T1 is that their series is against Thunder Predator.
Oh, you're right.
And they absolutely annihilated them in game 1. So
Okay.
Thunder Predator obviously mathematically eliminated yesterday after being 0-13. And they are going for the perfect game of hearts, getting all the spades and going 0-16 as it looks. So unless they can somehow pull out a win in the last game,
I hope they do.
it will be the first time, we believe, since TI3 that a team has gone through an entire TI group stage without a single win. So sad story, but it is a story that I think should be mentioned nonetheless, because obviously it is going to be a major talking point. Teams falter sometimes.
If they 2-0, then one of these two teams needs to 2-0 to continue to maintain that tie with T1.
Yeah.
So a split will not do.
Yep.
But yeah, that's going to be crazy if that happens, because EG and Undying both in lower bracket. That's not something I would have expected to see. But EG have had Undying's number for the most part during the general DPC season. Trying to remember if Undying even won a game. Maybe they did, but for the most part, EG completely dominated them. Wasn't really too close, from my memory at least. But it's been many months now, and I'm sure they've scrimmed other teams.
And the
hopefully
power
the
dynamic,
Chinese teams, because that's the teams you need to learn from right now.
Yeah.
So it seems.
The power dynamics definitely different there at this TI than many people would expect. Like, some of the teams are doing very much better, and some are doing very much worse. The one thing that most people expected going in that did come true is, like you said, China is playing some really good Dota this event so far.
Undying with 3 bounty runes. Great start for them. Observer, could we see the win percentage based off of just the 3 bounties, please? 52. Wait. All right. I wonder what that was before
Gabe
the 4
loves
bounties.
Anti-Mage. Actually, Gabe Newell's favorite hero used to be Sand King.
That's true. Surprised he didn't end up changing the statistics to show that.
Surprised he didn't buff the hero more then.
That's true. As Abed is going to be facing off against Bryle. Many matchups they've had in the NADPC, of course. But Lesh versus Puck, tell me about this matchup, hero to hero.
I think it's pretty close. Both heroes can spell farm. Obviously, the Lightning Storm as well as Split Earth can get some CS, but Puck can dodge the Split Earth and find its own farm with spells. So pretty straightforward. All right, Arteezy with the level 1 blink. Putting some decent pressure there into SabeRLight will more than likely see him go a 1-1-1 build. There's a lot of value in 1 point in Spell Shield in this lane. You can reflect Burrow Strike, you can reflect Frostbite, and you want that passive magic resistance component as well against a lane of this kind. Sometimes you see AMs go 2-1-0 if it's a very good lane to play aggressive in, and sometimes against Sand King that is the case, but I think with a Crystal Maiden in the lane, you might want to double down a little bit on the defense instead of playing too aggressive. And yeah, Counterspell, just an incredible skill point in this game. Like, very, very...
You think he gets it at 3?
Yeah, I do. I do think so.
Of course, there are some storylines here. Fly, Crit, and MoonMeander were all on OG back in the day.
True.
Of course, 2 of them are now on EG. So definitely some memories there, some majors won and whatnot. As you can see, a Burrow Strike onto Fly. Arteezy jumps in, as you can see, has his passive leveled now, and DuBu and company going to be drained of mana with each right click now going forward.
Yeah. DuBu is going for the 1-1-0 build, pretty standard on Maiden. In the past, Crystal Maidens would usually skill Arcane Aura on level 2, but a lot of the time now in Dota, you need to have that early laning pressure. Good damage on Arteezy. He will be forced to blink soon here, unless, okay, actually just runs back. Doesn't have any regen left.
Position 1's min-max, Cinderin.
They do.
To the extreme.
Arteezy needs to min-max his waiting game here to get a salve from Fly, so make sure you wait just the right amount of time before you get healed.
Yep.
It's going to find CS here, of course, Sand King out of mana.
They do see it coming, by the way. That is a ward showing off that courier. That would be a pretty big snipe.
It would be very big indeed, but Crystal Maiden, unfortunately, would have had to...
Slowest hero in the game.
Would have had to see the weather forecast and be there already.
You need a haste rune to catch up with that one.
Yeah. Not a very...
Yeah, what do you think about haste rune on CM? You go like 549 move speed. What do you think? That would be fitting as well. Crit. In the top lane, MoonMeander obviously playing the IO this time around. I think he Crit played Io for OG, right? It wasn't Moon. Moon was the offlaner back then, the Earthshaker player.
Yep.
Timado, oh, all right.
Good
Cookie's gonna
damage.
Connect, but here comes MoonMeander for the save. What about this lane? Timado playing the Weaver against the Ice Tide and Snapfire.
I'd say this is a good Weaver lane, actually. Snapfire can be a little bit intimidating, but with Io backing you up, you trade very well into Tide as Weaver. The harassment is just strong. You have a magic damage component, so Crack and Chill doesn't matter against that. And with Io sustaining you against what Tide usually does, which is Anchor Smash spamming whenever possible, and the Snapfire with the Shredder, I do think this lane fares very well up here. And it does seem to be doing well for now as well. So Timado sitting on 20 and 21 and 2.
And Abed is 19 and 3 versus the 22 and 4.
Yep. All lanes are very even so far. Nobody's getting any significant advantage. I think out of all games we've cast at the 4-minute mark, I think this is the closest CS we've ever had.
Yeah, probably.
I
mean, we have cast a lot of Thunder Predator games, so a little bit skewed, probably.
That is fair. They've been struggling in some of their lanes a lot. Io.
What about the
Io,
new
the
age,
biggest winner, actually. How is MoonMeander this far ahead on net worth as a 4 over the Snap? There was no kill. He has 2 CS. I guess Crit has had to buy a lot of regen for the lane, and MoonMeander hasn't.
I mean,
so.
constant spam here from Timado. And Swarm is pretty annoying for a Tide Hunter. You can't really Crack and Chill off the Swarm, right? So can be kind of an annoyance. Talk to me about what Leshes do in the mid lane these days. Like how, obviously you want to be pushing as fast as possible with the Diabolic. Like, are you looking to go to a side lane, or are you just trying your, against the puck that's going to be pushing the waves as well? I assume you're not going to be able to gain the advantage of the push.
I think you push out the wave and then you go and farm side camps with Pulse Nova for a while and just get really big.
Now this is going to be first blood going the way of likely EG, and actually Abed gets it, so Fly, very unselfish play from him. And that's going to give Abed the advantage of the mid lane as a result.
That brings Abed slightly ahead of Bryle, as he was previously falling slightly behind. But that first blood bounty, how much was that? Got a good 300 there. Yeah, I think Bryle's just going to keep shoving out this mid lane and then going to farm the small side camp. It's already stacked once. He might stack it again here. All right. Putting some pressure on Abed. Coil.
Coil's there. TP's coming in. Nice phase shift dodge, and he's actually going to proc the stun from the Coil. Oh. All right. Bryle gets the kill before he goes down, so he'll take that any day of the week.
A lot of value out of that Magic Wand plus Raindrop combination against these heroes ganking him, so they were not expecting him to be able to turn DuBu with a great placement there, sitting right behind, getting in for the Frostbite. And getting a trade there, 3 versus 2. You're definitely happy with that if you're Undying. Shrek is going to probably, more than likely, TP straight back to mid, take the wave that DuBu has warmed up for him here. Maybe not. Actually, no. Bryle goes top. This is a very, I think this is an unexpected play for EG. That Bryle's going to come in here. Ice is just dead.
Setting it up with that Split Earth from the Lightning Storm. And like you said, goes down, and that means Bryle can just pop that Diabolic Edict.
And they have a Siege Creep. This is a very, very good play. Might just go ahead and push out the next wave with Pulse Nova, and then this tower is actually going to fall if EG don't rotate over Puck. I don't think Tide plus Disruptor have a chance at defending this. Next Edict is off cooldown in 3 seconds. They've already expended the Glyph, and yep, EG are just going to more than likely concede this. They're too late. It's gone.
Yeah, not even level 6
Swarm.
yet.
Oh, he needs to not die, though. That would be terrible.
Kraken Shell takes off the stun, though. Glimpse to try to save Ice, but the Swarm is still attached. A couple more right clicks. But the Kraken Shell is level 3, so those right clicks don't do much right now.
That could have been ugly. Ice does survive, but again,
1-3-1
another
build,
salve.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of point in Kraken Shell. Makes a lot of sense against Weaver. The constant harassment, you really want that damage blocked. And Io as well. Let's not underestimate how much it matters when you overcharge, right? Like the attack speed between these two heroes.
Oh my. All right, Mana Void. Cookie sets up the stun. And SabeRLight's going to go down to the right clicks of Arteezy. So Arteezy off to a pretty decent start overall.
Absolutely. Oh man, Undying are playing hyper aggressive though. They got the top tower. Bryle is already posing that he wants to start in mid. DuBu is here. Abed. Frostbite.
Yeah, Frostbite. Nice phase shift. There's a coil onto 3, but no follow-up. Just on the retreat is EG. Looks like Abed will be fine. and the rest of EG as well, as Bryle wants to chase even further, but Diabolic Edict has now run out. Gonna try to attempt this push here potentially, but really doesn't have much mana to work with.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Bryle on this Leshrac, IO makes this hero so much better. The amount of protection that you have and the burst of heal, as well as just bigger mana pool, right, makes a very, very big difference. So some of these plays that Bryle is getting away with is knowing that he can squeeze way more out of his hero than is common. This is a pairing that we've seen, I want to say, more Chinese teams than Western teams over the last couple of years play, the IO Lesh. But I do think one of the Western teams that took a lot of advantage of this was, I do want to say there were some games that Nigma played it with Miracle on Lesh. I don't know why that comes to mind, but I'm kind of sure. But yeah, just overall a strong hero pairing. That's definitely not a surprise or anything innovative here. But Undying are playing it very, very well.
By the way, Arteezy is going for Battle Fury, which I know is very standard historically. I've actually been seeing a lot of Echo Saber. Is this the only hero that can buy Battle Fury right now?
I think it might be the first purchase of the item at TI this
year.
Maybe there's been other Anti-Mage games that we didn't get to cover, but it's the first game we cast that anyone even put it in their quick buy. Everyone else has a little sticker, a little sticky note on the screen that says, "Don't buy Battle Fury no matter how tempted you are." And then they all are like, "Oh yeah, true, I'll just buy Maelstrom."
Yep.
So.
Echo Saber, Maelstrom, that seems to be the very common build for a lot of melee carries right now. You can see DuBu here is level 6 now. And Ice has done
Abed
basically
smoked.
no damage.
It's getting found as well.
Freezing Field is popped, and that's just to clear the wave, it seems. And Crit, Fly, and Ice are in the vicinity, so DuBu's sacrificing his life. See if EG can take the tower now.
Yeah, he might have defended the tower by just the raw amount of damage he did to both Crit and Ice if Undying wants to rotate, but it seems like they're just settling for, you know what, you guys can try to pressure top, we're going mid. We have a Siege Creep and a Leshrac, so we're going to trade very effectively. Sanking also showing his face mid, SabeRLight rocking the Hood of Defiance, so very tanky against this Radiant lineup right now. We did talk about how much magic damage Undying have against EG. Well, it's kind of the same both ways until Anti-Mage gets formed, right? This is a magic damage lineup from both teams. So Hood of Defiance, of course, an extremely valuable item that both Bryle as well as SabeRLight have grabbed. First major item, if you want to call it that. They're not going to go for the mid push, though. They will go bottom with IO Leshrac, as they also have a Siege Creep alive there. And EG's push top is really inefficient. Like, they've been up here for quite a while.
All right, look at the heroes. Wait, Coil going to be applied to SabeRLight. Gush, Static Storm, Kinetic Field. Looks like that's going to be the first kill for EG in this engagement.
I'm pretty sure he defended the tower that way, though.
We have to relocate with Bryle. Just wants to take this siege, and they'll be able to do so successfully.
I think realistically speaking, they probably could have done that without dying on Sanking, or at least Sandstormed in the tower.
Yeah, they're getting out.
And now that the relocate leaves, I think they will have to give this up. I do like the idea there from SabeRLight of getting in here and being tanky with that Hood. If he had made it to the tower, like I said, I do think you actually defend there. With the threat of relocate, and just the overall strength of your lineup right there. But EG catch him off and burst him down. They used quite a bit for it, though, right? They used Coil and Static Storm. And that does open up a potential play mid for Undying. Bryle still just happy at bottom, though, pushing even further with his Siege Creep. It's hitting tier 2.
Yeah, and Arteezy is basically a Void Stone away from Battle Fury at this point. So we can see the replay. Just pretty easy kill overall onto SabeRLight. And turn into that tier 1 tower top. I hear a pig pull.
Important.
It's either that or they added that to the cheering, which I did recommend.
Oh, God, if they do that.
But then you kind of be calling your audience pigs in some way, right, by doing that. But I would not be offended personally.
No.
Witchblade completed on Abed as he gets back to base here. Has the Arcane Rune as well, so look for him to make a move with the Coil very shortly. See the smoke already purchased from Fly, so they're going to try to set something up. This tier 1 tower taking significant amount of damage. DuBu trying to defend a bit, and Bryle and company are here. See if they actually want to fight. Ice, of course, with Ravage online. And they're going to start grouping up, it looks like.
I wonder if EG are going to flat out just bull rush this tower with 4 heroes. This is not a safe take at all.
Gosh,
Ravage.
there's the Ravage. It's going to connect onto 2. The Static Storm kinetic field are there again. MoonMeander not able to save. A missed stun from SabeRLight. As you see the Mortimer's Kisses from afar. DuBu is going to burn inside of that. And MoonMeander going to take yet another gush as EG continuing to pursue and getting everything that they want. Double kill for Abed. SabeRLight stuck under his tier 1 tower. And now with that Dust of Appearance will likely fall as well. Thunderstrike with the Illusory Orb. Triple kill for Abed. Timado actually completes the TP, but don't think he's going to be able to do too much.
I think Undying were almost in disbelief that EG went for that Ravage. He didn't use the hood. Bryle didn't react in time and get the hood off. The way they piled in their heroes one at a time afterwards completely whiffed Sand King stun. Everything just went wrong there. Like, that was just a mess for Undying. And EG got probably more than they came for. I think they would be happy to take that 1 kill in the tower. They get gifted a couple of bonus ones. And now they're ahead. And Arteezy wasn't even involved, right? He's anti-mage. He's not going to get involved in anything.
Yeah.
For quite a while, unless he has to. He's just pushing out bottom.
So I do want to mention this just as a, I don't know if it's a precursor or not, but EG have a lot more experience in these type of situations. They're used to being last in group in a lot of cases, right? For so many tournaments, or at least a slow start to the group stage. Undying, this is the biggest tournament they've ever been at, right? MoonMeander is going to be the lone exception as far as like true experience on a LAN level. So see if nerves become a play. I mean, we saw the Quincy Crew series before this, and there were a lot of mistakes from both respective teams, and I think a lot of it has to do with just pure nerves and the pressure getting to them. Of course, not the same stakes. This is not for staying in the tournament right now, but upper bracket's a big deal.
That is a very big deal. It's basically a free win, right? You skip a round in lower bracket even if you lose. So starting upper bracket is guaranteed top 12. Yeah. And these teams, they're definitely, especially Undying, I think. Oh boy.
Yep. Static Storm.
He is dead.
SabeRLight again killed. Abed having himself a game and a half right now. And it's funny because we talked about how he picks Puck consistently, at least back in the day when it was actually a little bit stronger than it is now. The Pucks that we've seen at this tournament have not looked good, though. Again, we did cast a lot of Thunder Predators, so maybe that's a small sample size from our side.
I think, I want to say for the most part, I mean, if you go back 2 months, Puck was like the mid, right?
Oh,
it's
boy.
not right there right now.
Bryle
Oh my
caught out.
god, the damage.
Yeah, and Arteezy, the fact that he's participating in fights with just the Battle Fury now shows how much importance they have here on him being involved early. You can see DuBu just popping the ult, but will fall shortly after. So EG's starting to snowball a bit. 2K network lead. Kill advantage definitely in their favor. The fact that it's only 2K is a blessing in disguise for Undying. Yep, Ice Ice Ice. Well, SabeRLight was thinking about the epicenter, but not going to go for it. Ice 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 is just way too tanky right now. Actually has the Blink Dagger in his stash. And Timado gets the double invis. Very nice.
You would imagine that Undying would want to look for fights right now. From their perspective, it's probably not going to start getting easier as Anti-Mage progresses in his itemization. So EG have just been able to find these team fights basically around Static Storm and Coil, and Undying not taking much initiative off of it afterwards. It's just been EG making the moves first. And I still don't think Undying in this position are in a horrible spot in the game. But if it gets to them a bit too much and they don't get stuff done, then it could very easily become a very snowbally game. Sand King Dagger is a big help. You do see they clearly have a plan of doing something with it. Grouping up with Bryle and Crit. If he shows his face here, he's dead. Didn't show, though. It's out of the vision of Bryle.
Yep, so we'll live as a result. Of course, Timado is keeping up with the farm of Arteezy for now. But if any of the thousands of anti-mage games are indications in there, that's not going to be the case for long.
Right.
He's just going to ramp things up. And I actually am interested to see if there's going to be a big deviation in either item build or is Shard a thing on this hero or Ags at all? Is there any consideration for these things? The Ags is the one where you blink and illusion. That one actually sounds pretty strong, but probably don't get it too early, I would assume.
Yeah, I think you'd rather just max out your build.
And the Shard is a little.
I guess the Scepter is pretty decent against Leshrac, but.
I mean, you get 3 charges. It's actually quite good. Ravage. Big Ravage from Ice Ice Ice. Hits 4 heroes. Static Storm with the Mortimer's Kisses from afar as well. 2 dead immediately, and Undying on the retreat. That is a big yikes if you're an Undying fan. And EG get 2 valuable kills, 2 cores dead. I mean, Timado has kind of dodged death consistently this game, but
yeah,
not the rest of his team.
But you're playing an IO Lesh and your Lesh has died 4 times. Your Sand King is 0-5.
Yeah.
These are heroes that have the potential in a game like this to get a lot of stuff done, and it just hasn't happened. EG are ahead at every turn. They're making the better moves. Look
Oh,
at that.
my
Beautiful.
goodness. Oh, actually hits all 5. My mistake.
Excellent
Good
combination.
Lord. Disgusting
Very
ravage
well
from
done.
Ice Ice Ice.
Great ward.
All right, so what's the item build for Timado this game? I saw he had Dragon Lance, Maelstrom, going for the BKB into crit, looks like.
Yeah, I think you go Daedalus maybe. You need something that can contest AM. The problem with going crit as well, though, is that AMs love to buy Butterfly, and Weaver doesn't have any inherently good way of handling that except buying MKB. So maybe he could do that, but is eyeing the Chrysalis for now, which is just from a gold efficiency standpoint, just a more cost-efficient item most of the time to
Any
get
thought
Chrysalis.
process behind Bloodthorn, potentially, after that? I mean, that gives you True Strike, right?
Yeah, it can work, but AM is going to have a Manta, right? And he's probably also going BKB when you look at the lineup. So it's like really edge case scenarios where that is even going to have much value. Maybe if you stun the AM with Sand King and then you Bloodthorn him, then you have like the stun duration, and then you stun again with Lesh, perhaps. But, you know, that's... A lot of the time, it's dangerous to think about Dota in that way. It's assuming that you land everything and the enemy, other 4 heroes are just randomly stunned and don't participate in the fight. Right? That's not, it's not really going to happen. So
Arteezy pushing the wave here to prevent any type of, well, I guess backdoor protection doesn't really apply to that tier 1 tower anyways. BKB now on Timado, so perhaps looking to fight now as Ice 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 jumps in again. But Arteezy has his Manta, and this is where it starts to get scary for Undying. Not that it isn't already. 14-2 for EG in terms of kills.
It's by no means an insurmountable lead, but it's starting to get to a point where EG's lineup thrives, for sure. And a lot of the success in this game really off the back of that Disruptor Puck combination. Once again, Fly and Abed have been finding so many opportunities together. And Crit as well have been involved in basically all of it. Look at these 3 heroes. 7 and 4 KDA on the puck, or 7-1-4. So he's been in 11, Disruptor's been in 11, and Snapfire's been in 12 kills. My math is really good today.
Yep.
So those 3 basically have done everything.
Hanging around the NA people too much.
Yes. What is 2 plus 10? 14.
Coming in, SabeRLight, but big Ice 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 ult again onto 2. And these follow-ups from Fly have been beautiful. SabeRLight's going to take a tumble. MoonMeander next. They just seem to be on the same page this game for sure. Every Ravage into Static Storm Kinetic Field.
Yeah, are Undying on the same page, though. They were all over the map when they made that move. Sand King went in for that try on Disruptor, while Weaver was bottom and Leshrac was mid.
Right.
Really surprising that they even try for this move, and that's just... Hey, EG, do you want Roshan? Here you go.
Yeah, so like I said, and not that this game is over by any means, but a lot of the games that I have seen between EG and Undying and NADPC have been like this, where EG is just not close. But the crazy thing is Undying is doing really well at this tournament. It just seems like their kryptonite is EG for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. You go into this game, both teams are 8 and 6. This is not the kind of gameplay you expect out of Undying. EG are definitely on fire today, no doubt about it, but I want to see Undying take more initiative once again together.
Aghanim Scepter, Arteezy. That's what he's going for.
He is going to buy it. All right.
Hell yeah.
All right. I actually thought he was going to go BKB first, or maybe even an Abyssal against the Weaver or Lesh, but we'll get that.
I mean, this is such a low...
Blink Fragment.
3 Blink Fragments. Basically an illusion that just right-clicks away. I mean, that's such low commitment, and it does so much damage. And we talked about how much mana burn means this game, right? Especially against the Lesh.
I don't question it. I think it's good. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I like it.
Timado trying to force a TP
top. All right.
Here.
Are Undying going to make a move S5 here that is more successful? They're setting up Arteezy.
Epicenter. Okay,
way too late on the stun.
Comes out. Yeah. Turns into the reverse Burrow Strike as Arteezy is perfectly fine.
What happened there? He had so much time to react on Arteezy. He wasn't even ready for it. Sand King blinks in, waits a good half second.
Oh, Bryle.
Some sort of a fair play clause.
Timado making his way. Oh, Bryle pops his BK. Oh, man, oh, man. things are just getting worse and worse for Undying. And I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, Cinder. And with that 3-minute Aegis left, Ag's almost complete now from Arteezy.
Like you said with that Kryptonite, man, there might be some sort of deep...
It's like a mental thing.
There's a deep mental thing going on, perhaps. Like, it's just so uncharacteristic for how Undying have played the tournament. This game is like, it's a different team that than they've been the last 2 days. Well, it is only game 1. You can't obviously recover from this, but perhaps also a little bit psyched out by what's at stake here. They know this series is about getting to upper bracket, and they know that their final match is against one of their worst historical opponents. So,
yeah,
can understand why it's stressful, but definitely not too hot here. EG, however, they're playing their bread and butter, heavy team fight. Abed, Puck, and Arteezy on a last pick carry, and it is just working. Can't really put a finger on their play. Everything has just worked.
Yeah.
Their lanes went well.
Wait. The illusion. You can't move it. I'm surprised it actually.
Yeah.
Surprised it moved to the creeps there. I didn't know it did that. Huh. I thought it kind of just stood in just the general area, and if somebody's close, it chases. But that was kind of a long range leash. There's Ice again. Triple Ravage. Mana Void is there. Down goes MoonMeander, but Timado gets off the BKB, buyback onto Moon. Arteezy blinks out. Looks like they're just going to reset, and now with the BKBs down, the coil onto 2 as well. Arteezy's coming into play. Timado just getting right-click down into Oblivion. Arteezy still has the Aegis, so nothing to fear for him. Timado in the grave, and Abed with that Desolator showing off his right-click damage. Arteezy, Bryle is donezo as well, and things are just getting worse and worse. All Undying get out of that is a kill onto Fly.
Yep, and they're going to also grab the enemy triangle farm here.
I forgot that the Blink Fragment actually casts Counterspell as well on the illusion. And yourself, I think? Does it?
Yeah, when you counterspell, it counterspells on all the illusions.
Oh, it doesn't auto... Oh, I see.
It's replicated, so... Yeah.
Okay.
It casts on all. Huh. It's a way of faking out that you blinked in your real hero, right? Like you blink in an illusion, you cast counterspell on your...
He's going Moon Shard. Okay.
Well...
Interesting.
Want some... I think he's buying Moon Shard for the attack speed here, not the night vision. But don't quote me on that. It could be...
What is the night? Is it 400?
I still find it so weird that that item actually has that.
Why not?
It makes sense from lore stuff. It's just a strange design, don't you think? Like
something needs night vision.
Oh, I guess.
Yep, there's the illusion going out. Burrow Strike onto Arteezy, gets 4 sets to safety. Still Aegis online for 20 seconds. I mean, they've gotten most of the buildings now, so they'll be happy with this use. No Ravage online, so I'm not sure if EG actually wants to fight, but they could find a kill on Bryle potentially. See the Blink Fragment comes out again. And yeah, you're right. Cool. I mean, it's funny because when they implemented this stuff for the first time for AM, it was really weird. Oh, Ice. Gush.
Dude, how much damage did that just do?
There's the glimpse back with the BKB from Bryle. Comes out again. Feels like a lot of these BKBs have just been in a defensive measure, which I can't blame them for, but just not ideal. But yeah, the Shard and Ags for Arteezy, for AM, as a design concept I thought they were cool. It was almost like it was a beta test. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. All right, maybe not so good, but let's just tweak it up a little bit. And oh, okay, now it's actually pretty decent.
How was it? The original one just made 1 illusion, and then they made 3.
Well, he had a talent as well that created an illusion when he blinked, right? So it was kind of like the weird combo of sorts. But one of them was the cooldown of your ult or something, right? What was it? You use your ult on somebody, and it put their longest spell on cooldown or something weird.
Oh my god, that doesn't... Yeah,
that one was
It was the Reaper side for
spell. Ice.
Ravage.
Yep, gets the Ravage. It's just the IO this time. Timado able to get that BKB off, but still 70 seconds on the deck for MoonMeander. And with Roche, no, not going to be back that soon. Timado does have the Daedalus, so he does do a considerable amount of damage if he's able to just stand there. As you can see, the Courier just took a lot of damage.
Is he getting another one?
Needed the Daedalus for that one. DuBu, yep, he's likely dead as well in his own base, no less. And okay, looks like Abed got a kill. All right, they're just gonna call it GG. Yeah. Can't blame them. This one was a shellacking and a half. This was a game.
Made sure important here for Undying. They made sure to call the GG when the score was not. We talked about it a lot last game, but it was really the start of the game. EG were one step ahead. They were just in a really great position most of the time. Had the team fight ready. And Undying, unfortunately, especially didn't really manage to bring in the Sand King in that game, who was meant to act as the setup for their fights, but he ended up getting caught 3 or 4 times in a row when they wanted to fight.
And Ice played great.
Great Tide. Of course, like what really made it possible for EG was that they had extremely good hero placements and good vision, so they were just ready for the moves every single time. And honestly, I have to say, I kind of like this from Undying, that they do this again. So this is always an interesting topic in my opinion. You get crushed in a game. What happens when you pick the same strategy again?
Yeah.
What does it show? Does it show confidence or does it show lack of imagination? I personally think Undying were just like, okay guys, we screwed up. Like that was just bad.
Yep.
Let's go again. We'll play it better.
It's
we like our Eye Weaver. We believe in our strategy.
I vividly remember in the NADPC this exact thing happened. They got crushed in game 1 against EG, picked 4 of the 5 same heroes,
and got crushed again.
And got crushed again. Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as the first game, but
right.
And then I interviewed. It was Arteezy, I think we interviewed, and I asked him what he thought about that. He's like, I really respect that they did that because it shows that they're full confidence in their strategy. Just didn't happen to work that game. So we might be seeing it again. We'll see. I mean,
it's something that that way of thinking I associate a lot with PPD. Actually, I feel like for EG back in the day when PPD was leading the successful EG team, that was something he would do a lot. Like maybe make minor tweaks. But
Puppy
did
it for Na'Vi for.
Puppy had the same thing going for a while, and it is a show of confidence, but
it's a thin line for sure.
Exactly. Like sometimes you can also get too stubborn, and clearly if the enemy team has a solution, you need to spice things up.
I mean.
And it's always a really cool dynamic in a grand finals.
Right. We should mention the big difference is the Snapfire ban. So they felt that the Snapfire was a huge deal. I mean, we talked about the combos that it had with the Disruptor as well. But this game, unless this is a mid-AA, this will likely be the Fly AA.
Only Beast Coast does that, and they don't win with it. So
I was really rooting for them because
mid-AA
sounds cool.
It is fun. I'm not a fan, personally. I don't think it's that good, but Beast Coast are running it. It's not the first time they do it either. It might be the first time this TI, but they have played AA on Chris Luck before. I don't remember if they ended up winning that game, but it also didn't really impress me too much that time around.
5 seconds
but yeah, different story here. 99.9% will be played by Fly. He plays it every game for EG when they have it as a position 5. What are we seeing for Crit? So now that Snapfire's out of the picture and they are running the Tide again, I don't think Crit is going to be playing 4 Tide. It is possible, but probably want to play that on offlane again, assuming that they face Carry Weaver. Earth Spirit is a possibility as a good hero against Weaver and IO, but your lane is way worse than it was with Snapfire. Lion is a possible pick. Lina could have maybe been a 4, but it's banned by themselves, and you might not have wanted that anyway against this matchup.
Keep in mind, this could theoretically be a big bait by Undying, because, again, like I said, they played against EG where they've done the same thing where they just redraft the same basic heroes, where Weaver could be support. That could be the big change up here, theoretically. You don't like that idea.
I do. I do like it. But no. So the thing about playing IO Weaver as your 2 supports is you have this insane amount of save, but you don't have any in that support duo. There's no catch. There's no playmaking, which isn't inherently a problem, but it does mean that if you do that, I think it's hard to conceal it any longer than this one next pick EG take, right? Because now Undying will have to show the next 2.
True.
And if you want to keep that open-ended at that point, you're starting to like
and it's starting to be a little bit of a stretch how you can possibly even draft so that the options are still there without showing anything.
Yeah, I mean,
So I do think
if they
can
want to
hit
go
it.
down the same road, there's still the Lesh there.
It is.
There's still the Sand King. What was the 5th hero?
There's no Lesh.
Okay, no Lesh. What was who were we missing? What was DuBu's
Crystal
here?
Maiden.
CM, yeah. Which, was whatever. As it usually is.
I mean, the thing about that last game is, honestly, I think the way the lanes went for Undying was what they wanted. They just didn't convert in the next 5 minutes and lost all ground. If they make 1 or 2 good fights there where they're ready, the heroes are in the right place, they have the right map read on what EG are doing, and they get to press all their hoods,
yeah.
I think there could have been a totally different game. Like, just 10 to 15 minutes in the game made all the difference. And EG came out with all of the victories in that time span. So, again, for Undying, could see them pick the Maiden again. It's going to be the Lion for crit. Okay, cool. Good against Weaver. The Lion Tide lane is decent. I would say it's weaker than Snap for sure. But, you got to settle when you can't get your premier pick for that lane.
All right, so what do we think for Abed? Storm Spirit, Void Spirit, Ember Spirit, or Puck? All right, Undying going to take Disruptor this time, along with Doom, who is left in this time.
Okay. He was also left in at this spot last game.
Okay, he's left in this time too.
Banned in the last phase.
Technically, what I said was correct.
Absolutely, you're not wrong. And being technically right is the best.
Boost.
I can get high off being technically right, Shannon. It is the best
Technically
feeling.
right in the club.
In the club. There are gonna be so many people watching this game. Like, what are they talking about? If you weren't there yesterday when we made that,
everything
like
we do is an inside
it's
joke.
the most random inside joke, though. It's like,
yeah,
people won't even realize it's an inside joke. You just be like, what are you talking about?
You were talking about this last game.
Yeah.
We're gonna see it this time. So the Arteezy Naga Siren.
Yep.
And they don't really have great wave clear right now.
That is true. The AoE capabilities of Undying not the greatest. And I do think Naga fares very well against Doom in general. I think you farm in the lane, and later on in the game, illusions are very annoying for
Weaver
Doom
can be okay at it once you get Shard and some damage
True.
items with the
It's
Swarm.
somewhat okay, but generally it just isn't enough when Naga gets like 3 or 4 items. So the Shard makes your Geminate attack hit all targets affected by the Swarm, but Geminate attack is obviously not ready all the time, so you still,
Yeah, but
you do some damage, but
it procs items, right? So if you have a Maelstrom and
yeah, it can help. Maelstrom has an internal 0.2 second cooldown though.
okay, so it doesn't really work then.
So it does if the attacks, if they hit with the right delay based on where the
okay.
illusions are, right? But it's like, it's tough to get a lot of value out of. I think for Undying, you're probably gonna be looking at, okay, what hero can we pick that does something about Naga when she gets items? Because realistically speaking, your lineup is probably not going to win this game while keeping Naga poor. That's just kind of not possible anymore.
Right.
I
mean,
so.
the one thing I do like about Undying's lineup is that they actually have kind of a frontliner in Doom. Like Sand King doesn't feel like that. I mean, he has the Sandstorm in the laning stage, but after that, it just feels like he's the one going in to get the burrow shot, but he's not tanking that much necessarily, right? He's not the one chasing. He's like kind of an in and out type of hero.
Yeah.
Where Doom is just, oh, I'm chasing you now.
Yeah. It's very good against the Tide, of course, but
Undying needs a mid that can clear illusions.
Yes.
Which Ember would have been great.
And Undying
Storm
bans
is out.
Storm, so who's going to ban Void Spirit now?
So if you ban Void Spirit, then Puck is the only one. Okay, Tinker.
The Tinker
that would have
ban's
been good too.
I think.
So Void Spirit, Puck. That's the 2 remaining heroes for Abed. He'll just take the leftovers.
I think the thing that's a little bit annoying here for Undying is I think their hero, you want something that sets things up a little bit. Maybe you can play off of Glimpse and just Doom running in to people and then force them back and fight that way, so that can work like as kind of pseudo stun, so you don't have to go something like the Puck route. Trying to think of what mid heroes have insane magic burst against this Naga. There's like Shadow Fiend, of course. Unlikely to be that.
How
They
about
have almost no time. Necrophos?
How about Dark?
I'm gonna pick Necro into AA.
So
Okay, mid Doom, maybe?
yeah, I think mid Doom.
Okay.
Probably. Huh. Okay.
For Doom? Mid Disruptor.
Hell yeah.
Mid IO? I don't know.
I would say mid Doom most likely, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay, so Abed.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, are you confident he's going to take one of the 2 heroes? Void Spirit, Puck? What? Yeah, none of those are banned, right?
I think he might just pick Puck.
Will he go outside the box and pick? I don't know what would be
I mean,
good here.
what you could notice here is the fact that no matter what EG do or Undying do mid, it's a melee hero, right? They're not going to put Weaver mid. It's a bit of a stretch. Like, technically they could, but something like Shadow Fiend for EG actually destroys this game just because his laning matchups are free. He has a lot of surrounding stuns from Tide and Lion and Snare to just get the raises off. Kunkka is something they've played. Would also be good this game.
Magnus is really good against melee.
Yeah.
I mean, Empower Naga is okay, I guess. It's not the best.
It's whatever, I think. I kind of like...
I mean, actually, there's a lot of options against melee.
Yeah.
So many things are good.
It's good.
Kunkka. Good call,
Now
Cinderin.
select your heroes.
Yeah. It's good. I think Kunkka, Shadow Fiend, Puck all would have worked here. But yeah, Kunkka's lane is definitely going to be very nice and easy here against Doom. So, and you like the X-Mark catch against Weaver and Io, as well as the added benefit of having an inherent counter to Glimpse. That's one of the biggest parts of Kunkka is when you are playing against that Disruptor, you can just X-Mark the person that's getting glimpsed, and the moment the glimpse is complete, you pull them back to the X. It actually is very stressful playing around that in the game. Like, you know, you have this like habit and understanding of where heroes are when, and then it's just like start teleporting around all the time. It can be a little bit annoying to work with. I like the Kunkka pick. I think it's very good. Gotta say, I like EG again in this game. And let's quickly go over implications of this series. I'll try to make it simple because there's a lot at stake here actually. So currently, I do believe the game between Thunder Predator and T1 is ending.
Oh, wow. Thunder Predator were winning last we checked, and they just lost by 22.
They got rolled. Wow. So that game is over. So that means currently T1 are 10-6, OG are 10-6, EG are 9-6, and Undying are 8-7. So Undying are lower bracket now, no matter what.
Yeah.
EG with a win here can get a 3-way tie for top 4.
Yeah.
Which would be against OG and T1. If EG lose this, there is no tiebreaker.
So it's a 3-way tie where 2 teams make it through.
Yes. So if it is the way it usually is, these teams are going to be playing each other in a best-of-1 cycle.
Yeah.
And if any team loses 2 games, it's just done.
The round robin, as it were. The infinite games, potentially.
Yeah.
Prepare for
Hype.
battle.
And I do believe the way a 3-way tie of that nature would work at TI is that 2 teams play against each other, and the loser then plays the other team. Because if any team loses twice, the tiebreak is done.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Exciting
here we
stuff.
go.
A lot at stake here.
Game number 2, EG versus Undying. Undying got destroyed last game, so looking for a better performance this time around. They started the draft in a way that you thought they would run it back, as it were.
It feels good to be this good.
It's only the first 2 picks that end up being the same for
Dota
Undying.
2 is a fun and balanced game.
That's a good line, yeah. Classic.
I like the one. I'm hearing a couple of voice lines I haven't heard so much in here. I think that's the first time I've seen AUIs used. I like it.
This good.
Yeah, and PPD.
30
BSJs.
seconds to battle.
Yeah, Crit is really repping that. I wonder if he has some sort of a contract going with BSJ. That he needs to use it a specific number of times every game.
That would be smart.
Um,
I should have thought of that. Get
Yeah.
a percentage to just use it in your games.
That's the first time I hear the Lavender AA line as well.
I partnered with 4 Zoomers, so it didn't really work out for me.
Yeah.
Cinderin.
Well, you're not a man who makes good business decisions.
That's true. It's all about friendships with me.
That is
Except when it comes to
statistically
you.
true.
I don't know why they put me with you as a
No.
co-caster. It doesn't make any sense, actually.
I don't know either.
All right, the runes
I don't know why
are...
you consider me a friend.
It's going to be split. That's true. You can't really be
Strictly
friends with a
strictly
robot.
business between us, Shannon.
Well, you can't be
Strictly.
friends with a machine, right?
That is untrue. You can be friends with a plushie or even a pencil.
But it's not a mutual thing. 'cause
That is true.
They can't reciprocate.
That is true. JJ is rubbing his eyes out. He thinks we're being really stupid.
Yep.
He's probably right.
Probably.
There's a high chance when I say something that it's not very smart. Sometimes
As the
I
cheer.
do.
Look at that cheers. Everybody agrees with that sentiment, Cinderin.
Yes.
Appreciate that. All right, so Abed versus Bryle again.
I think this is a
Kunkka,
Kunkka
Doom.
favored lane.
Yep, Kunkka against basically any melee hero would be good.
What do you want to find as Bryle with Devour, actually, in this lane? Let's think. Is it just the Ice Ogre?
I mean, Ice Ogre is good.
Maybe
No
the
doubt.
big Satyr, and you want the regen, actually.
It's not bad. It's not the greatest, though.
It helps quite a lot against Kunkka's consistent harassment, though, to get that free regen in. Now that...
I mean, it's not for the lane, but I know the Kobold for the move speed for when you gank is really good.
I
Right?
thought you meant the Kobold. No, wait, never mind. I was thinking about the Hill Troll Priest, like just so you can heal yourself between every cleave.
Yeah, the heal, and it gives mana regen,
Yeah,
right?
it's not that
It's
bad of
actually
a
good.
creep, actually.
But the fact that you have to take such a long cast animation to heal for 5 is...
Oh, Fly is taking quite a bit of damage top here from DuBu.
Yeah, Bryle as well in the mid lane, so have to keep a close eye on this. Of course, I'm not doing observing, so we shouldn't miss any kills. Isn't that right, Pimp Munkle?
Let's go,
Should be
JJ.
He does not have any reaction, so...
JJ is pretty done with you.
He's sick of our shit right now,
Yeah.
I think, is what that look means.
Yeah, he's nodding. All right.
Crit. All right, this might be first blood. Gets a nice Earth Spike. Pops the Fairy Fire. Looks like he'll live, though.
Guess it is fair to say that it is strictly business between you and JJ, at the very least.
Yeah, I think it might be you, actually,
Okay.
that he's the issue
Yeah,
with.
it's possible. I am sitting closer to him, so I may be a little bit louder.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
All right,
All
this
right,
is TI-10 group stage, by the way, in case you just you're wondering.
His tea is about to be complete. He's gonna be.
Okay.
It'll cheer him up, I'm sure. There was a little smile. Aw, JJ has a cute smile, actually. It's I gotta say, it's charming. Very good. All right,
Bryle
I
right
think
now.
the observing is about to power up. JJ is hydrated. He will miss no kills. As
Can
a
we
matter
stop
of fact,
talking about our observer,
He
for
will
God's sake?
invent kills, so he can miss
Oh.
less than a kill.
Wow, that'll be a first.
That is quite impressive. So Arteezy as well as Fly. This is a good lane for Darkseer. The support AA does not do well at all against this hero in lane. Can't really... Oh, nice vacuum from SabeRLight.
Yep,
This could be
Thunderstrike to
first
follow.
blood. It is
Fairy
not.
Fire. Very well said, Synderen.
Yeah.
Thank you for being my co-caster again. Ice 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 has to take off this swarm, gets off the anchor smash, losing a bunch of damage there. We'll just TP back.
All right.
So he's going to be good to go. Mid lane 17-6 to 18-3 for Doom. So actually quite even. Obviously, Bryle taking a little bit more harassment damage.
He should be behind on net worth from buying regen. Actually, no. He hasn't needed to buy any regen yet. Actually, surprised with that. But okay, here's the X marks the spot. Torrent.
Yeah, we got a TP from Crit coming in as well. Torrent connects. Earth
Ayo.
Spike as well. Hex to follow.
He's fine.
MoonMeander is here though.
Oh!
But he wasn't connected. He didn't
Hello?
have tether. He didn't have tether.
He didn't have tether.
Yeah, he just TP'd in to make it seem like he had tether. So first blood.
I thought he tethered him. He was going to stick him, and it was a bait, but
No,
he didn't
no,
have
no.
it ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
EG with first
Oh, boy.
blood. Yeah, just really unfortunate time for MoonMeander.
Yeah, he must have just used tether bottom to the
Yeah.
to the Weaver, so it wasn't ready. Yeah, that's just unlocal, or however you pronounce that.
Crit taking one of the water runes. And Ice 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 just doing his thing again. We'll see if he has another standout performance. I mean, when I think of Ice Ice Ice, I think of taunting Tidehunter. So this is a very fitting series for him overall. As Crit has made his way down to the bot lane as well. In terms of CS for the carries, Timado was top of the charts for a moment there, 26-3, and 21-9 for Arteezy on Naga. Talk to me about Naga build in general these days.
I think most like to go for Manta first item, and then it's either Diffusal or Scotty, is what I've been seeing.
So what
the
you're
most.
saying is nothing has changed.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay, just double checking.
Naga does not buy Battle Fury
Sadly.
because it's not.
No Echo Saber
Anti-mage.
like every
Doesn't
other
buy
hero.
Echo Saber because it doesn't work on illusions.
Yeah.
So Naga, honestly, this hero's flexibility for being creative in item builds just isn't very wide. Like, there's not that many cool things you could do. All right, it's going to ensnare DuBu top. Full body surround.
Yeah, well, DuBu getting surged. Takes a
he's
bunch of
quick.
damage in the meantime, though. Gets off the health salve.
Nice vacuum.
Vacuum keeping him at bay as well. And DuBu will likely drop to the right clicks here from Arteezy.
So much effort to still die.
Yeah, that was some resource damage here. As we're going to see Torrent into the boat. Crit is here as well with the Impale. MoonMeander does have tether this time. We'll see if that's going to be enough to keep Bryle alive. He gets X back again, and down he goes to the Tidebringer. Abed absolutely crushing now in the mid lane.
They killed SabeRLight top as well
Oh,
with
man.
Arteezy. All right, well, Lanes for Undying looking worse this time than last game, where the lane stage actually went pretty well, and then the mid game started being problematic. This time could be harder. Make sure to keep it
Kryptonite,
PMA. It's
Cinderella.
been about 3 minutes since Crit used his contractual obligation voice line, so need to make sure to drop that. Expecting the next one at around 9:04. So keep an eye out for that. We do, of course, have a dedicated observer today, so we will not miss a single voice line.
Man, you've been on fire the last couple of days, Cinder. You must be getting some good sleep.
Yes.
That's great.
A good 6 hours a night keeps
Do you
me
sleep
going.
with the plushie that you consider your friend?
I do not, no.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower
But I
is
am
under
developing a very good relationship with my pillow, I have to say.
That's great to hear.
It's a good to lean on.
Very sorry for that pillow. Top
SabeRLight's
lane.
in trouble.
Yeah. Cold Feet's gonna. Oh,
be fine.
SabeRLight does get out just in time. But yeah, back to the Kryptonite thing, Cinderin.
Oh, no, here we
I'm
go
not
again.
No, I'm not going off on a tangent here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just wondering, was there a team that you had an issue with, like just losing, like Na'Vi? I mean, you beat Na'Vi at DreamHack. So.
Like a Kryptonite team?
Yeah, the team you just couldn't beat is we're going to see Ensnare with the Cold Feet combo.
Any team.
And so deadly, this just ridiculous amount of immobilize.
I do think, so it's funny that you mentioned that event where we beat Na'Vi, right?
Yeah.
I think my win rate with my teams against puppies are
Ravage,
absolutely atrocious.
boat coming.
Oh, Timado!
Layered very well. Trying to
Do a
get off
lapse.
the time lapse. Will
Got
do
it.
so.
It's fine. Very nice. Fluffy hat.
Oh, and
Okay.
a swarm. Let's see if they can try to turn this around. There's a TP coming in. Abed just taking off that swarm. SabeRLight has Surge, has Ion Shell. Abed with the horsey, creating enough distance to get away. But Ice 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 looks like that's who they're going to try to go on here. Get the slow thanks to the tether. Vacuum back as well. Ion Shell continues to do damage.
Good
Beautiful torrent from Abed. Just trying to create some space. Looks like Ice 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 shall walk out or swim in this case. You were saying.
No, I was just saying, I think my overall, I remember, I think, was it Knoxville that gave me a stat at some point about my win rate against Puppy being absolutely god-awful. But there was like that one event where we managed to get it done, but I think it was something along the lines of like 3-20 or 3-25. So
Until DreamHack.
probably my kryptonite, honestly.
Okay. A lot of teams Kryptonite throughout those years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you're saying is Undying could win TI against EG.
That they could. It is definitely a possibility. Crazier things have happened before.
Yeah, DC making it to the finals.
Yep.
Very crazy.
And you don't like DC Comics, but you do like DC Dota.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
All right, we got 3 members of EG mid right now as they have a 1K network lead. It's 5-0 advantage, so
Yep.
not quite as snowbally yet.
It is still
Close to
kind of
game
the
1.
makings of a similar game to the last one, if you look at the grand scheme of things, right? EG with a massive team fight, with the hyper carry.
And the fact that there's Doom on Undying makes it
Yeah.
a little bit misleading.
It's a
perhaps.
Midas Doom, and you're still 1K behind Minute Knight. So,
Yeah.
you know, it might realistically speaking be a little closer to 2K with other heroes. There's a max Devour. So, EG again looking very good.
Yeah, oh, we got the setup in the AA Blast, and that is a kill onto SabeRLight. Meanwhile, Bryle with the Doom mid. Don't think there's any TPs to come, so this is looking like an easy one onto Abed. Inside the kinetic field, Arteezy can't get off any sort of deny because he is in fact a melee hero. But they're going to try to turn this around. Crit with the Impale into the Finger of Death, bursting down Bryle. So they at least get the trade between the position 2s.
Radiant's top tower
Do you know when they introduced that sound on Finger of Death? Where it does like that thing in the
No.
end when you get the kill?
Haven't noticed.
I think that might have been when they introduced the stacking damage. It's one of my favorite sounds in the game. I love that sound.
Man, you love just sounds in general.
Yes, I do. I love sound.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Okay, I just need to have a
Make
moment
sound.
of silence there, just for the irony of it all.
Yep.
Is under attack.
You're a funny guy, you know that?
Thank you. All right,
I wake up
Arteezy
every
almost
morning
done.
and I think I wish my pillow was Suns fan because he's really funny.
Yes, that's a little skill, Mike. Speaking of scary.
Is under attack.
Jesus.
Mid tower, under siege, Abed double damage, and siege creep. No Finger of Death, of course, but Ice Blast is off cooldown again, and Ravage is ready too. This is a strong push.
Yeah. Doom's still on cooldown for
Coming
another
in
70
here.
seconds.
Fortified.
Looking for that Midas usage.
Dire's top
Trying to be
tower
as
is under attack.
efficient as possible. Does get it off successfully. We just have to keep an eye on this Hand of Midas, Synderen. Yeah, double damage and just the siege is going to be too much for Undying in this mid lane.
They are not interested. Instant smoke. This smoke is without Tide, however. Ice will TP instead.
Okay.
Place himself in front as a nice little wall. Arguably the single best hero at tower defense at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
High-level Kraken Shell and Hood is so hard to get through.
Oh, EG is smoked. Bryle would be a very juicy kill. Torrent is not going to connect, but they have a whole lot of shit to throw at him anyway.
Whole lot of shit.
Down goes Doom. As Timado is hooked up to MoonMeander. See if they can get a collateral kill here onto Fly, potentially. And not looking good for Timado in the meantime. My God! Burst it down to a high degree. Too much confidence, perhaps, is another beautiful kill from Abed. And by I mean, he just hit him as a melee attack, but still, Arteezy actually goes down, so that is very nice for Undying at the very least. And DuBu trying to dodge, but the impale is too much again.
How did Darkseer solo
2.
Naga?
I don't know.
It feels good to be this good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well,
Here's the replay of the mid-fight. Really good spellcasting here from EG. Just nice. Squeezing out every bit of damage they can there. Finds the cleave as well. And that's another cleave. Man, Abed's on fire.
Yeah, top net worth now. Actually, quite a bit of a lead over the Doom.
1,000 ahead of Doom.
Yeah, 1,000 over Bryle.
Oof.
And it looks like Abed is, I think, what the double bracer, super tanky, but this is kind of, I want to say old school. Like a year and a half ago, this was very standard. And it's going for Maelstrom. Or sorry, not Maelstrom, Orchid.
Orchid, yeah.
Very cool. As
Strong
MoonMeander. Oh, the torrent actually hits. That is kind of crazy. Predicting the tether. Let's just say he was. That was really nice. EG.
Yeah.
Just on another level this series.
Absolutely. Like, it's shaping up to be another very unclose game. What would you call that? A wide game. What's the opposite of close?
Well, narrow is wide, so that doesn't really work.
Right.
Close is far.
A very open game.
Open? Open is closed.
Yes.
You're really bad at this.
What's
by
the
way.
opposite of a What's the opposite of a close game?
I just said far.
A far game.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-oh, Bryle's in some trouble. Boat's going to connect AA Blast as well. Man, they just have so much damage. And it
Kunkka
creates so much
together with
space.
AA is actually so nice. So just to elaborate on this a little bit, Kunkka a lot of the time has this ability to get heroes down to like 25% on his own, and he's lacking that little bit of extra. Ice Blast always acts as the gap closer in that, in terms of the heal, in terms of the overall health. Okay, let's use another terminology for that. It helps kill.
Oh, okay.
It closes the gap between health and no health.
Wow, that's great.
I was struggling a bit
Very
with that one.
eloquent.
But also, Fly has opted for max level Ice Vortex, which, you know, Kunkka does a lot of magic damage. So these two in tandem can honestly just kill any hero on Radiant right now by just combining their spells.
Well, talk to me about the Orchid.
Yep, even more amp. And silence against the Weaver, silence against the Doom until he gets the BKB. Makes it very hard for them to make counterplays. And also, Orchiding Darkseer feels real good if he hasn't cast Surge. The hero can't really respond to it at all. So, yeah,
Sure, it's going to force out several Lotus Orbs if the game even goes to that point. 3 to 13 right now.
This
EG's
bottom
favor.
tower is gone.
Indeed.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
Arteezy,
is
despite
under
that one death, still doing quite well. Basically even with the Doom in terms of net worth.
Okay, hear me out. What if Arteezy is like super 5-head and thinks into the future? He's like, Undying are going to qualify for TI. We're going to face them at some point at TI. So in my winner interview, I will say, I think it was a really good idea to pick the same heroes and be confident. It shows you believe in your strategy. Even though we trashed you twice, you may have just played poorly. So,
it's very nice about it.
You should definitely try it again at TI.
You know, I'm actually impressed with esports players in general saying the right things now in a lot of cases. A lot of people don't still, but Cuckoo is
Shout out
example.
to my boy Cuckoo.
Yep, we were thinking the same person there. Like in traditional sports, you go to school, like they make you go to a class to teach you what to say and not say. And esports players just show up.
You know, that's probably something that should be taught in schools. You should learn text management.
Yeah.
How to write an application.
Yeah.
and how to talk to people.
Yeah, talking to people.
Talking to people is a really, really good skill.
Yeah.
And some people...
Oh, Arteezy, that's going to be the first song of the game, and Surge was already used. They're going to set this up on a kill for SabeRLight. He gets off his wall, likely just to fall here.
Reload.
But MoonMeander, nicely done. Wait. Yeah, he dies anyway.
I mean, it was nicely done, but he was X'd.
Nicely done, good effort.
Kunkka's so good this game.
Yeah, it's actually a crazy
What a
good
great pick.
And now they're going to set this up for MoonMeander as he makes his return trip into the grave. We'll see if they can perhaps push with this incoming wave for the tier 2 bot. But yeah, lead is, again, 3K net worth lead. It looks like it's less than last game, but this is with Doom on the opposing team.
And
speaking of which, Bryle.
Once again, it kind of feels like Undying are struggling to find moves.
Yeah, yeah.
It really is a replay of last game, except the teams have swapped sides. E.g. we're Radiant, right? JJ's nodding.
Yes. Question mark.
It's a good sign. It means he's listening.
SabeRLight is 100 gold away from Axe. That's going to give him the double Ion Shell plus the extra HP.
And Doom is getting BKB. They're going to look for a move with this.
That's a power strike.
That is a timing that's worth making a fight out of.
Yeah.
Bryle also, nice neutral item. We haven't really talked about the neutrals this game, but Tumbler's Toy, really good on Doom. Needs the mana pool. And having just that little bit of mobility can make the world of difference for a hero that's built around chasing. So that is a very nice one for him. Darkseer's Ags is on the way, I do believe. The courier is kind of... okay, it was there. I was looking at the wrong place. I think it's go time now for good old Undying. Timado is spotted.
Timado is a bit away. He's still a recipe away from BKB, so he has to be super careful.
They are trying to find him. He's a really good map read here. Hiding up in the trees. His teammates are connecting in from the left. And E.g., they haven't shown crit. He remained smoked the whole time. They're going to find that ward.
Another smoke from Undying.
Yeah, going to smoke again. This is a big moment. Crit.
Crit. They don't see him.
Nope.
Keeping his distance right now, knowing that everybody is off the map. Just trying to tank the gank, as it were. As Bryle making his way around the outpost. Oh, we're going to see the impale. AA blast tied on. Oh my god! Timado just deleted again, but here's a big potential vac wall, but the Static Storm is there. And MoonMeander hooking up to Bryle. They're going to try to chase down Crit. Again, only casualty is Fly so far for EG as Crit ends up ticking down finally. But it's going to cost them a Darkseer as well as Disruptor. So 3 for 2, EG advantage again. And it just feels like Undying they can't find an opening right now.
Yeah.
Like, the Timado just gets initiated on every time. And not having that BKB, nothing you can do, really.
Do you take joy in watching Timado get squished like that?
I do hate bugs.
You really don't like tomatoes. You
Oh,
say
tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a double whammy this time.
Yeah,
Huh?
so a little bit of a dirty pleasure there. Also, if you don't like bugs, that's a triple whammy. You don't like bugs either.
Yeah.
Damn. What a dream game to cast, huh?
Oh, Bryle still has his ult available. Isis is going to glimpse back, and this will likely lead to a kill. Although Arteezy and Crit are on their way. Arteezy has Song. AA Blast does hit it. Isis basically out of mana. Bryle does get off the Doom on the correct hero. It is Arteezy, as he's attempting to walk away now. It's deniable, but the glimpse back, and Arteezy looks to be mega dead. So a huge kill for Undying. Started out a little bit awkward
Dare I say, finally.
Yes.
Finally. A bit of life coming out of Undying here. And they get the mid tower as well, and they're going to transition this into an invasive maneuver into the triangle. Going to steal away a little bit of this as well. Abed actually fine. Good for him that he's having a good time here and will escape no problem whatsoever.
Yep.
There was no glimpse available there from DuBu. He was too far away to the left, so couldn't get the Kunkka back out of position. As we do see this, I find this interesting. This is one of the only ways you can get insight into the strategy of teams during the game, right? When you see one player ping another hero missing, it's like you're starting to wonder, okay, what is Crit saying here They're planning
Well,
out
he's
some
saying
sort of
Darkseer
strategy.
is missing. That's
Thank
what
you,
he's saying.
Suns fan. That is not what he's saying with that.
Technically,
they know where he is.
Technically, that is what
He
he's
is saying this is the hero we need to control and do this or that with. Not Darkseer is missing while he's literally showing top lane on a creep.
He's missing.
Okay. Yes. Very good. This is
Yeah,
why I love casting with you.
We'll be going for Lotus Orb.
You don't understand anything, so
SabeRLight.
I look very smart.
BKB now online for Abed. So looking to see if EG wants to continue. I mean, with Naga games, we meme about it sometimes that they a lot of time go late. Do you have to go late with this hero in this current patch, you think?
With Naga?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I think there's a decent timing when you have Manta Scotty and potentially a third item after that. Even Manta Scotty can win sometimes, but I think realistically speaking in this game you probably don't end without, say, Butter or Heart or whatever he wants
Right.
next.
They really don't have building hitters until he gets items. That's kind of the issue, right?
Yeah.
Or Tidehunter gets the shard.
True. It's definitely an option. All right, Undying.
Oh,
Going
into
for it.
Roche Pit. I like this.
They do have the
It's a
Swarm.
bit risky. And they do have... this is into AA Blast, Ravage, and Naga Song, as AA Blast is coming. Hits onto only one.
They actually smoked, so this smoke is super obvious for EG. They know what's coming their way now.
Yep.
But they don't have Ice Blast, so that is something at least here for Undying. If they find a good attack angle.
They're on the high ground right now.
Isis frontlining.
I'm just trying to see if... Yeah, nobody is in the pit. They can see it with the Ice Vortex. Now they just chill.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good things going on from Isis there. Just a lot of detail. He swaps the Sage's Mask into his backpack in case they're roshing and he can blink in and try to steal it. He realizes because his smoke doesn't break close to the Roche Pit, okay, they aren't roshing. Then he steps right and his smoke breaks close to the hill. So he knows, okay, they're not roshing, they're on the high ground, and they have placed a ward. So I'm just, cool. Just back off. Like, all of that happened with one hero and one smoke. You can buy yourself a lot of information.
Very
with that
subtle
item.
plays.
Yeah,
Very
just small things that have a big impact.
Speaking of big impact, that is a Scotty online for Arteezy. And after this, you said you're expecting a Butterfly potentially?
It's possible. Butterfly, Heart, or...
Abyssal? Too
I
early for Abyssal?
Yeah, too early. You wouldn't go Abyssal in this slot. I'm trying to think of the third item. I feel like there's a third build you do see Naga go for sometimes. I don't think he would get Satanic here, especially not against Doom. So maybe just Heart. Maybe Heart is just stable here. I think it's fine. Well, we have ourselves more of a game than last time.
They've traded jungles right now,
Yep.
so and you can tell Undying is very passive. I wouldn't say they're playing scared necessarily, but I mean, it makes sense to be a little bit hesitant considering so many of your potential initiations have just flopped in these two games so far.
But I do like the way they're playing the map though. They're making sure that they don't leave the Roshan space open. They stick around the neighborhood, but this is one of the problems playing against.
Oh, Bryle.
I think he's okay.
X has already been used from Abed. See the Orchid.
This is a problem when playing against Naga Siren like this, though, right? Arteezy's just cutting 2 waves on his own, non-stop. So he's out farming them. He just pushes these 2 lanes, farms jungle.
He's not attacking with those mid illusions, though.
Oh,
Little miss micro there, Arteezy. Come on now.
Arteezy doesn't make mistakes. He did it on purpose. He wants the wave to come up closer to mid so Abed can take it.
Oh my
Abed
goodness.
is very
Beautiful
close.
play by Arteezy. What a god.
Abed's
Next
very
level.
Close to an amazing item. Just has 600 gold to go for plate mail.
Wow.
Which was definitely communicated there.
Wow.
Good stuff. All right,
I mean,
now he's hitting them.
To be fair, we have seen Naga Sirens, especially if it's Eternal Envy playing, that will just farm the entire map, and it almost becomes a negative because your team can't
true.
get farmed.
You do need to keep in mind how you distribute the gold, for sure. Arteezy is eyeing up a Butterfly, by the way.
Okay.
So we'll opt for that. Against both Weaver and Doom, it's fine.
I would assume Timado would need to go MKB instead of the Daedalus this time around, right? Oh, he's actually...
He's queuing up Sanjay and Yasha. I am not a fan.
Going Mjolnir first, which makes sense against Naga, but yeah, SNY.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, he has been getting stun locked in like every fight.
Yeah, I don't think
but
another...
that was before BKB.
I don't think 20% stat resistance is going to save him from that, though. Or how much is Sanjay and Yasha nowadays, actually? I never buy this item.
Is that because you're trying to boycott status resistance?
22%. Okay, it's 22.
That's pretty good.
It's important to be technically correct, as we have established many a time together.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it feels like right now in this standoff situation that EG are just getting more out of the map.
Yep.
Like they keep pushing bot mid. They have just as much Roshan control as Undying do, and eventually you saw with all of this constant pressure from Arteezy on the 2 lanes, ultimately Undying did have to go back to their own half to kind of put out the fire. And that means now they have to swap across and, well, what do you know? We've swapped sides of the river.
Yep.
Exciting stuff. I'm trying to make a sports analogy here. I don't think there is one.
Well, you don't watch sports.
No, but you do, and I want to impress you.
You impress me just by waking up in the morning, so.
Oh man, I've been
Keep it up.
impressive as hell this event then.
Keep it up, buddy.
I have been waking up so hard.
Timado does finish the Mjolnir now, so. Yeah, it is interesting to see the S&Y. Not the most common thing on a Weaver, but obviously values the status resist. If anything, I mean, obviously Halberd is weird to get on Weaver, but you do get status resist and disarm for Naga, which shows which Naga is real if you get it off before the illusions come out.
Step lively now.
Yeah.
Your admiral is on board.
Is Butterfly on the way? I feel like
Radiant's
have
bottom
something
tower
coming.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it's got to be close, right? He's where
Doesn't
is
have
his
much gold
where
right
is the
now.
courier?
it's in the base right now.
What's
You
he
can do it,
got?
Pimp. Top right, there you go. Absolutely nothing on the courier. What the hell?
Oh, he finished
Oh, he
BKB.
went BKB. Okay. So he pivoted a bit.
He changed his mind. That is actually another item that I didn't mention, right? I mentioned Butter, Heart,
Radiant's bottom tower
off-brand Satanic once in a while.
Abyssal later.
Abyssal is a later item, but yeah, sometimes the slot is indeed BKB. And I think it makes sense here. You're against Darkseer, Disruptor. It's a lot of magic damage. If you get doomed and you have BKB on, you might survive. But at the same time, you also reveal who you are,
Radiant's
right?
middle tower
So
is
gotta
under
be,
attack.
it's a little bit of a...
All right, up the hill we go. Undying. Yep, DuBu's. Oh, quick blink there from Ice. So knowing that there's a smoke in the vicinity, AA Blast just to scout out Roche. Roche does not even move. He is not affected by
Radiant's
Ice
bottom
Blast there.
tower is under
He's so
attack.
tough.
Yeah.
Guess all of those scales he has keep him warm and safe.
I wish we knew more lore about this
Yeah.
this creature from the abyss. Yeah, now an illusion comes in just to make sure that Undying are not trying to do any crazy shenanigans.
What do you think Roshan does for fun?
Well, considering how much he has in his belly each time you kill him, I would say he goes to an alternate dimension and eats a lot of fast food probably. And then comes back and it just converts to Aegis, cheese,
And
shard,
all of the fast
Ags.
food is cheese.
I
Rosen
mean,
has a cheese platter.
yeah, everything does have cheese in it, that's true. He's probably lactose intolerant as well. That's why he can't digest it properly.
Oh yeah.
Comes out as a full fledged of cheese.
That's some hardcore intolerance, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That is...
But you can see Arteezy, in terms of the net worth now, is starting to really create some distance. And Butterfly, I mean, we just looked away for like 30 seconds, it feels like. He's halfway to a Butterfly.
Yeah, he's farming so incredibly fast.
I mean,
Undying are still like, they're keeping up, right? It's not like they're losing by an insane amount, but we have to remember it's Doom with Midas, and the gold is still rising on the Dire. So.
I mean, tell me this, though. This is a Weaver going into late. I'm not saying Weaver's bad late game, but this is a Naga we're talking about as well.
Yeah.
But is there a point where Naga just doesn't become as effective? There's like a ceiling. It feels like
There is.
like an anti-mage type, right?
Yeah, there is a ceiling. Naga I would not put in the category for like absolute monster late game heroes. It becomes a little bit awkward sometimes. Like, let's say this Doom gets really far and has Shiva Refresher and AC, for example.
Right.
It takes Naga quite a lot of time to kill him, and the illusions are just going to suffer so much from Scorched Earth with Talent, Shiva's Guard coming out, that they just slowly will away over time. Double Ion Shell, also worth keeping in mind. So yeah, I do think EG aren't in the clear here for a super late game scenario, because Doom is one of those monsters in those situations. If both Weaver and Naga are absolutely maxed out, I think Weaver has a strategic play of just killing Naga's team and finishing Naga off in the end. Darkseer scales very well into late game, can make Naga illusion.
All right.
Io is a monster late game support. So is Disruptor if he gets Ags, but it is DuBu, so we're looking at an upcoming staff of Wizardry.
Oh boy, Timado, there's the Ravish from Ice again, but the
BKB off.
BKB. Timado's perfectly fine. MoonMeander, though, bursted down by crit. There we have the glimpse, but looks like everybody's going to be relatively fine with Arteezy popping that Song of Siren. So again, like these smoke ganks, for the most part, have resulted in nothing. This one is at least a kill, but it is just the IO.
I wonder if Undying can go Roche when IO spawns.
Yeah, without the Song and Ravage?
No Song, no Ravage is pretty big. No Finger, too.
Yeah.
All they expended there was effectively a Weaver BKB, which comes online before EG spells do. So I don't think that was that bad for the Radiant. The question is if Undying are going to try to take advantage of it. Just based on this series history, I have my doubts about whether they're going to, what's it called, press the envelope? Is that the saying?
Push the envelope.
Push the envelope, press the shirt. That was what it was.
Yeah, you can make your own sayings. IceIce jumps in with the Anchor Smash and a quick BKB from SabeRLight. Doesn't feel like that was needed, but...
Oh, IceIce is kind of dying here.
Yeah, he is getting very
very
low, vacuum
dying.
back, and down he goes. He does have buyback, but of course no Ravage for 80 seconds. I'm not sure if he wants to expend that. I mean, right now EG is probably just trying to delay this with the illusions, just try to be annoying. AA Blast.
Successfully being annoying.
But Undying, if they can get this Roche, this will be a pretty big deal.
Yep. They're going to keep going for it. SabeRLight dealing with the illusions not very well here.
Yeah, he's
Buyback
trying
Disruptor.
to. Okay.
Okay. Undying are committed now. This
Yeah.
Disruptor buyback tells me they're going to stay here until the end. And that's why Timado gets out of there immediately. Okay, he's back
No,
in.
he's going
He's
for
out
it.
again. He's in.
I mean, they
He's
have
out.
Song now. EG has Song.
Is this
could,
Tom and Jerry? Hello? Can you just do
this
one thing?
Could be a big Song.
Oh,
to
Doom
stop
is
from
available.
Bryle. Yep, there's the Doom coming out with the boat, as well as the Static Storm, and Arteezy is just dropping like a rock. 65 seconds on the deck with no way to buy back, and Undying winning this fight in spades. They get another one.
Oh, the Tether Stun.
Tether Stun, okay. He actually bought Shard. Interesting. Fly, still invisible, has the Shadow Amulet. All right.
How on earth did MoonMeander not hit a single Spirit there?
That's a good question, Cinderin.
Did he not hit? He hit one? He didn't see it, or he really doesn't care about Fly. It's
Right.
like, whatever, man.
So Undying get a very critical kill on Arteezy. They get the Aegis on Timado.
This game is wide open, honestly. It's very far. Unfar.
Yes.
Close.
God, you are very good at English.
Yes.
You can see the initiation from Bryle. This is what they need. The wall comes out as well.
Yep. Catching
Just beautiful
Arteezy is the
execution.
dream. Dooming Naga is very good.
Yeah.
Especially if the illusions haven't come out yet. But even if they have, the illusions just aren't strong enough to deal with Doom. He has 35 armor, Shiva's Guard, X-Mark.
Yep.
MoonMeander has Tether ready.
He's dead.
He doesn't have health, though. I can't tether without
Also
that.
silenced.
Yep.
All
right.
Have, okay.
I get
Ags
them
now on Ice, so have some counter push. But yeah, this is
And let's
looking
not
a lot better
forget,
for Undying.
Aegis is really good against the Dire team. It's a very, very good item against this kind of lineup. Lineups that use ultimates for key kills hate playing against Aegis because it feels bad to Ravage Weaver now. It's felt good all game, and now it's not a guaranteed teamfight win anymore to kill Timado. He technically has 3 lives, right? He has his life, then he has the second life with Aegis and BKB, and then he has a time-lapse buyback. So there's a lot of problems that you could potentially run into BKB.
Okay.
SabeRLight's fine. He'll back off. Interesting to see the Boots of Travel on him. I don't know if that's... I feel like that's pretty uncommon to see in this spot.
Yeah, that is strange.
Instead of... usually you see Darkseers either... If they split their brown boot or their boots into brown boots to use the energy booster for something else, they would usually opt for building another teamfight item before you get these travels. But
especially
he
considering
needs to solve Naga Sirenite's post. You got to have someone taking care of the taking out the trash bottom. And
he's only so effective though, especially as Arteezy gains more farm. Nullifier looks to be next on the menu for him. He has the butterfly in tow, so being able to take off any potential Eon discs. As we see Refresher
Ghost
on
Scepter
Bryle.
as well.
It's
4
good at taking
staffs.
off Ion Shell in addition.
Yeah. It is actually a good purchase here because your primary issues in this game is that DuBu has a 4 staff and there's an IO with a Ghost Scepter, right? You don't solve either of those two yourself. So maybe with a Nullifier. I could have actually imagined Arteezy going Silver Edge here as well instead of
Is
the
there
Falcon
any
Blade.
thought process behind Lincoln's?
I don't think it's worth it.
Okay. Every time he's gotten doomed, he's died. I mean, getting Lincoln's doesn't like necessarily prevent that, but
Maybe it could be a thing. I don't know. It just feels like you're playing against Glimpse, right? Like it's a very, very long range Lincoln's Breaker. But at the same time, you have BKB. So if you pop BKB when you go in, then
Bryle,
you're very
he's
safe.
iron shelled up. Fly is going to get backed out of that TP. Down he goes. Remember, this game has huge implications on the group stage. Undying are in the lower bracket no matter what, so...
And if EG lose this game, there's no tie.
Yes.
And if they win, there's a 3-way tie.
Indeed.
So Undying are basically playing to screw EG over.
That's right.
And that, if there's one thing that motivates Dota players, it's the misery of other people.
That's very accurate. It's not just Dota players, that's human beings.
You have so much misery from playing pubs yourself that you feel like there's only justice in the world if other people feel as bad.
Right.
I was having this conversation earlier today about whether the world, like, happiness is a null sum. So every time you're happier, someone else has to suffer on the other end.
Hold that thought, Cinder. We have a Doom applied to Ice
tide.
as Crit takes his way to the grave, and Abed with that shard being shown here. Not going to be able to save anybody, though. So that is a pretty big kill because Ice has no buyback, despite having Ravage.
Oh, boy.
Indeed. So now the Tier 3 tower top being applied to pressure from Undying.
Was that a normal sentence?
No.
Okay.
I just had a
to
stroke.
do a double check. Yep.
A stroke has been had
Right, it
at
wasn't
TI-10.
me. That's good.
Well, you
We're
can
fine.
have it as a machine.
Yes, but you can have programming errors.
Tier 3 tower, null sum. You use that in normal conversation. Give me a break. Timado and company taking out the racks now, and I don't think... Oh, okay, Ice does have buyback now, but I think they're just going to give up the top one now.
Yep, this lane is definitely gone. Undying, really, they woke up in this game. It's good to see. Like, that game one was not good, and the second game was looking like it was following the same trajectory, but they kept their cool and they found a window and a way of playing this game with some adjustments from the first one. Same phase opener with the IO Weaver, but then they changed things up. They got the Disruptor instead of Maiden, and they got that Doom on Bryle, and it's been paying off.
Yeah,
I would say now they're actually in a commanding position. I know it's only 1 melee barracks minute 40 and you're against Naga, but just looking at... I don't know what Doom's win rate is in this tournament after minute 45, but it's got to be insanely high. Like, this hero just wins late.
Yep.
A lot of the time.
He has double Doom, double Shivas, double BKB. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Double Blink.
Double Trickster Cloak.
Arteezy, by the way, I don't believe has buyback, but he bought out for an Abyssal this time, so changed it up from Nullifier.
They're kind of committed now, EG, I think. This is a game-ending move, potentially, if things go awry. They know they're only playing against one Doom for a little bit. Oh, so good position on Undying.
Oh,
Bryle, he didn't react in time.
They jump in. Ice gets off the Ravage, but a huge back wall with the boat coming in now. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but the buyback onto Bryle. Remember, he has the Refresher to work with. And there's the retreat with the Naga Song.
If Bryle was ready there in BKB, they could have won. Like, there were 3 heroes running into him, and he got hexed before he pressed BKB. Also, no relocate save coming out either, so there were definitely things there from Undying that could have been cleaner, but EG with a big risk, it pays off. There's a nice vac wall, and they do kill the Lion, but that's all they got. The Doom buyback is pretty big to get out. This gives EG a window of opportunity now for 6 minutes. If they kill that Doom, or 7 minutes, pardon me, then they could take the next Roche with any Doom kill at the right time.
Right.
And I think that Abyssal from Arteezy also caught them a bit off guard. I think they weren't really expecting that.
Abyssal reveal
did a lot of damage.
Classic. I mean, keep in mind, this is not the... For people that haven't watched Dota that recent, this is a... Abyssal does not have much range anymore.
No.
It used to give like a little
back to
blink
its
strike.
original.
Yeah, so... Yeah, depending on how far back you go, I guess maybe it hasn't changed. But Fly, going to be gone on by SabeRLight. All right,
decent
damage
damage
with the Finger of Death, and the Ace Blast is actually going to tick out, but there is the Doom.
Oh, Bryle doesn't buy back.
Bryle, yep, he gets the BKB off with the Refresher, and the second Doom comes through onto Ice. Can EG get out is the question. The right clicks from Timado, but there's the song, BKB. Timado is able to right click through, but he does have buyback on Ice. So see if EG can chase here. They're going to go for MoonMeander. Looks like an easy one there. Completely mana drained.
I don't think you're mad at this if you're EG.
Double
really
Doom
good.
is down. So now maybe going for Roche.
Yep.
Well,
no Dooms,
gonna be
no
spawning relatively shortly.
BKB on... Well, actually, he does have BKB. He only used that before the Refresher.
Oh my god, it's almost max timer on the Roche. That's very unlucky.
Now, EG, of course, do not know this. This information that
I mean,
is
is
only
there any
available to spectators.
consideration to just pushing then instead?
I think they're not going to be able to pull that off, realistically speaking. High ground is not an option here, but you can get some decent map control in and maybe set up, again, for a potential Roche. Crit, if he wants to stand around here and wait for Roche, he will have plenty of time to go and get himself a little beverage. Maybe quick massage for Arteezy. He has to...
Yeah,
there's a lot of microing to do. It is exhausting on the joints. Of course, Arteezy's still in his best age.
If
so
he's going to get a massage, it has to be
fine.
from a teammate, because I don't think anybody else is allowed in that room during the game.
That is true.
So, Crit will be giving Arteezy the massage, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Forgot my thought process. Now I can't think of anything else other than Arteezy getting a massage by Crit. Thanks, Cinderin.
You're welcome. A little bit of fan service to some of the viewers there.
True. Yeah, very even game as Pimp Uncle is trying to change the subject. As I know he can't stop thinking about it.
He's like, I can't focus on observing. I keep seeing other things.
We should mention this, though. Timado has the MKB. He is fully stacked for the most part, and this is where he starts to become scarier than Naga, right?
Yeah.
Getting close to that point.
It is. It's a pretty powerful Weaver here. Eyeing an Aeon Disc, actually. Interesting. Just needs some sort of way to survive the all-in play that EG's lineup kind of has to do with how it works. So I do very much see the logic here. Now, what all Undying want to do is buy time. Yep, no Doom yet.
The spells are up. The blink into the Hex with the Finger of Death. Ice gets off the Ravage. Is going to connect on two, but Timado with the BKB.
Oh, he's bashed. He's bashed again.
Abyssal Blink. Can he get the time lapse? He cannot. He's dead. 90 seconds on the deck, and MoonMeander looks to be next. EG have just killed Timado with the Weaver. Unreal. Unfreaking real. But the buybacks are there for Undying. Everybody else can come back. Bryle gets off one Doom, pops a refresher.
Back wall.
Yep, Shiva's again. Beautiful back wall. And they're all just stuck inside this wall completely. Arteezy's getting decimated. He has buyback. They're going to expend them knowing that Timado does not have his.
Oh, they still get tied as well.
Triple kill for SabeRLight, a god tier vac wall. They were literally stuck in the wall.
And EG bought back all of their heroes to get this Roche. They're in disbelief. Where are you?
Well, they'll have about 30 seconds time here.
Finally found his dream restaurant in the alternative reality, and he just doesn't want to come back.
Stop eating.
He is eating cheese Aegis and probably also a scepter.
Yeah.
Or a refresher.
Wait, is it
cake.
It's second Roche.
It's second Roche, so it is. Shard. He didn't. He was searching for the restaurant, but there was no restaurant around with the cheese.
Ice Blast top, MoonMeander. He is gonna be able to get out.
He's gonna get
in
X.
3 seconds.
He's
Wait,
dead.
yeah, X is there. Okay, so just trying to create some space here. And he's just gonna go down to the right click of that Bloodthorn. As we can see, Arteezy and company are gonna be able to secure Roche with the Shard. So Aegis on Arteezy, Shard is gonna be on Arteezy as well. Okay.
This game is super close right now. I think Undying should be happy they didn't just straight up lose on this fight.
Yes.
So Timado here, he gets bashed by Naga into perfectly timed Abyssal and then just barely enough damage. MoonMeander never relocated him out. He had it ready but didn't go for it. They thought he was going to be fine.
Yeah.
Damn, that was just perfect execution from EG. But then that back wall coming up here in the bottom left corner of your screen is really what changes everything.
Yeah, wait for it.
One Doom, there's the wall, vacuuming them together, and they're just all stuck in the trees.
Beastly from
Absolutely
SabeRLight. That's the play of the
combo
game
there.
for sure. Well,
this is a very close game. EG again, now kind of in the driver's seat because of the Aegis advantage, but honestly, anything can happen right now. This Aegis on Naga is deceptively weak just because, like we've talked about, for the most part, what Undying can do is just kill Arteezy's team and just kill the illusions. If the illusions are gone, you don't really need to kill the hero. It's not that scary compared to a lot of other carries, so having the Aegis on him, my advice to Undying is probably just to ignore him. Like, kill the illusions and kill his team. Don't try to kill the Naga twice. It's going to backfire way too hard. Dooming Kunkka as well as Tide is the recipe for a victory in a team fight. And you see Ice knows it. He's getting a Linken's on Tide. That's a very rare pickup on this hero. Because he has Kraken Shell, right? So how often do you need to block a spell? Yeah. But against this one hero, it can be worth grabbing an Lenglon Sphere.
Lenglon Sphere. Okay, well, this just got mega interesting, Cinder. Lots of buybacks expended from EG's side.
Worth keeping in mind for sure.
Shard was picked up by Arteezy, which is kind of like a supporty thing where every time you song, everybody on your team gains HP regen. Arteezy has to use it. As you can see, the heals are immense, Cinderin.
Want a D ward here, Undying. They're not going to get it, though. Oh my god, Bryle is so slowed by Gush plus Ice Vortex. He was down to a crawl. But, yep, they don't find anything. They were actually choosing to go for Arteezy there.
Yeah.
But is a hard kill with the Song plus Aegis, of course.
I mean, he doesn't have BKB for another 50 seconds as well. I mean, this feels like an Aegis that you're just deleting a portion of time from your buyback, because I don't think they're going to go with Aegis. Do you?
Oh.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
Undying are.
Yep. See the Gush come out. Oh, Bryle's in a lot of trouble.
Yes,
on this procs, though. BKB as well.
Back
Hook
wall.
up to Timado. There's a nice Static Storm kinetic field again. As you remember, Arteezy doesn't really have much, but still has the Aegis. Glimpse back onto Abed, back into the wall. We see a Ravage on the sideline. Crit gets a nice Impale as well. Trying to take out Bryle on this Doombringer. Doesn't look like they'll have enough in the tank here, as Abed ends up getting bursted down, and Arteezy kind of left to his own devices here. And like you said, they're just ignoring him, Cinder. And Ice, Ice, Ice. Nice back again from SabeRLight. The punch with the shard. And that is 3 dead for EG.
And if Undying have kept track of this, they know there's 2 of these heroes without buyback. In that huge Roshan fight, Arteezy, Abed, as well as Fly all bought back. So Kunkka and AA cannot return to the game. They know there's no Ravage on Tide.
Yeah.
They can flat out just walk down mid and end the game right now if they make the right call here. I don't think there's any world EG can defend their base for a full minute without AA and a minute and a half without their Kunkka. So they're just going to run straight down here. Relocate is available if things get scary and they want to bring the Doom that little bit faster.
And now we have a Divine Rapier for Timado.
Oh my goodness.
He has hit critical mass. And remember,
they're going to try for it.
Yep, the Finger of Death with the Eon Disc proc again. Arteezy gets off the Song. So they're just going to trade BKBs. This is just going to delay a bit. But Bryle jumps in with the Hoof Stomp. Song.
Back to wall.
Back again. Wall comes out. Ice, Ice, Ice taking a ton of damage. Arteezy is really the one that you want to find, though, as he's going to get chased.
He's dead.
Inferno Blade is there, and that is a dead Arteezy for 2 minutes.
It's
Undying. They have found the lore within Superman, the Kryptonite, Cinderin. The counter apparently is just playing better.
Yeah, that's a good counter. That's what they should have played better against Superman as well. That would have been a great
so again,
idea.
This changes nothing for Undying, but it screws over EG. They will not, if this continues on this pace, make it to upper bracket. But jumping from crit, he gets immediately stuck back again. Normal punch onto Ice, Ice, Ice. And Crit's going to get bursted down as a double kill for Timado. GG's come out. Undying finally slay EG.
What a great and exciting game that was. And very well played by both teams, really. Like I said, nice to see Undying waking up from that last game, which just really did not go their way. EG also played a great game 1. And they were on the same trajectory here. Things were looking very, very good. And then Undying just managed to, you know, slow down the game, get their BKB on Dagger on Doom, get their BKB on Darkseer, and all of a sudden, all of this like huge AoE teamfight that EG bring to the table, it gets